Shoot your arrows! Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Wood, touchdown! LA! Goff goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marcus Peters coming off the edge. And Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride! Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Weddle got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Aqib Talib. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, Dante Fowler, who is able to get to Breeze. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for the Lombardi!
All right, joining us on the show, we have Auburn wide receiver Darius Slayton. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
No problem, man. I'm glad you guys have me on.
Of course, and just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Really just from watching on television as a kid, I always knew it was something I wanted to do. I always wanted to be an NFL football player, and it's been a goal of mine from before I can even remember.
Yeah, and as a kid, you probably watched a lot of NFL. Who would you say would be your favorite player, growing up?
Ooh, my favorite player is Michael Vick growing up. Mike Vick and probably LaDainian Thompson.
Yeah, two very fun players to watch, that's for sure. I like watching them as well. And, when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up committing to Auburn. What was the main factor for you in choosing them?
Auburn's just a really family-oriented place. It's a great environment, great school. I felt like I had a chance to go there and compete for championships, as well as, it being a good place for me to go to 4 years of school and, be able to get good work in and get a good education. And, just ultimately the best fit for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Auburn's obviously a great school, and, playing in the SEC kind of, I would say, definitely, warms you up for the NFL competition. But, you redshirted your freshman year. What was that experience like, and what did it teach you?
It was rough at the time, but, just because anytime you're just so used in high school, being a star and always being the guy, and you kind of get to college and it's like you're not playing, almost in like a bench role type of thing. So, it's tough at first, but, ultimately I learned a lot from that year. It gave me a lot of motivation going forward when I did eventually start playing, to better myself as a receiver, to keep myself out of that position again.
Yeah, of course. I definitely respect that answer. I played collegiate sports and redshirted as well. And, I think it's definitely a teaching experience, and, you use it as motivation and learn a lot, as you said. But, you obviously probably have a lot of favorite memories or favorite plays or games from your time at Auburn. But is there any one game or one memory or play that you can pick as being your favorite?
Probably either the Georgia or the Alabama game from, I believe it was 17. We beat the number one team, basically in back-to-back weeks, which ultimately got us to the SEC championship. And just both of those nights were just surreal. The fans were unbelievable. The atmosphere in the stadium was unbelievable. We played very well as a team. And, obviously nobody thought we'd be able to pull that off. So, it was just awesome to be a part of something like that. And, I was blessed.
Yeah, and, obviously playing the SEC, like we touched on, kind of gets you ready for the NFL competition. But I want to know, and this is probably a tough question for you, but who's the toughest player you went up against in college?
In 4 years in college?
Yes.
Ooh, played a lot of good players. Probably the best DB I played was probably, I think, my redshirt freshman season. I believe Tre'Davious White was still at LSU, and he was really good. He was one of the first people I played against where I kind of kind of a couple plays went by. And, obviously it was my first season starting. I believe that was the third game of the year. And frankly, I didn't really have any options. I didn't have any ideas on how to beat him. Like, a couple plays went by, and I was like, well, that's all I got. And, he kind of was one of the people that really challenged me, made me, going forward, try to expand my game, to prevent, something like that from reoccurring.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, you got the opportunity to compete at the NFL Combine. What was that like?
It was awesome. Obviously, you grow up, you watch the NFL Combine, you see guys go to the Combine. It was honestly just surreal to me to even be, at the Combine. I was honored. Obviously, it was great to go out there and meet some of the other guys in this class, some of the other top guys in this class. Be able to be around them, watch them compete. Just kind of, it's always funny just listening to other people around college football, that you maybe played or, saw or something. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely imagine that for sure. But how was your pro day? Because it's obviously it's not just you. You have some other, very talented guys, talented teammates, obviously, Russell, who I saw at the Senior Bowl. And, I mean, so many other guys that, it's Travion, like who – how would you describe the pro day and how well you did?
Pro day was honestly a great day. Obviously we have our quarterback Jared. He did a great job. Me and Ryan, our other receiver, and also Chandler Cox, who's kind of like a running back guy for us, primarily ran routes. But it was honestly just a great day all in all. We all came out there. Jared threw well. Me and Ryan caught well. And it was really just a smooth day. It was a lot of fun being back out there. It almost felt like, practice when we were back at Auburn, just being back in that indoor with those guys. So pro day was a lot of fun for me. And also, it went very well from the standpoint of, we didn't drop any balls. Jared threw clean. So it was twofold. It was a great day.
That's awesome. And, in your opinion, what is your biggest strength as a player?
I definitely think my biggest strength is my speed for sure. I'm able to threaten DBs, vertically, and also, I'm also have really good feet, so I can get in and out of breaks and also get off press at the line. So, we have a combination of things like I have. As long as I, put it all together, I'm pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, for sure, and just something we ask, everybody that comes on this show, position-wise, obviously being a receiver, what do you bring to the table in this draft that no one else brings?
I think the biggest thing I bring to the table is just obviously, like I just said, my biggest strength is my speed, so obviously I'm able to run past people. In this draft, there's some fast guys in this draft, but there's very few guys that have elite speed. I'm probably the fastest receiver in this class. So, I definitely think from that standpoint, as far as whether, I catch the ball underneath or whether you just kind of let me run deep and go get it, I think I bring a unique aspect in that regard of just being able to score from anywhere on the field.
Yeah, definitely. And, this next question is just kind of a fun question that we like to ask receivers who come on the show, just because we're curious of what your answer would be. But who would you most want to moss in the NFL?
Who would I most want to what?
Moss, like a Randy Moss.
Ooh. That's a good one. I've never. I'll probably say. Oh man, that's a tough question. I never thought about that one. Probably one of the better corners in the league. I guess would be, probably somebody like Jalen Ramsey or, Patrick Peterson or somebody, one of the elite corners, guys I've watched, guys I respect. It'd probably be, cool to have that highlight on one of those kind of guys, just to kind of, be able to, just kind of those things, you can say you did.
Yeah, and anybody in the NFL, who would you want to catch a touchdown pass from?
I don't know. Really any NFL quarterback. I like a lot of quarterbacks in the league right now. But anybody that's willing to throw me one.
Yeah, definitely. And, we are a Los Angeles Rams-based podcast, so we ask every prospect that comes on our show, have you met or spoken with the Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, they actually came to Pro Day. I talked with the guy at Pro Day, and I believe I spoke on the phone with somebody after Pro Day.
Awesome. Yeah, we love to hear that because, Jake and I are big fans of you and obviously big Rams fans. So, we would love for you to end up Los Angeles Ram, but no matter where you go, we're going to be following your career and watching what you do because we know you're going to have a successful NFL career. And, we'll be cheering you on from, wherever you go. And, we're excited for you. I know it's coming up, but, we're about a week away and, it's crunch time, and I'm sure that, that you got a lot of emotions and you're excited and maybe a little bit anxious, but, it's exciting. That's for sure. So, to wrap it up, in your own words, who is Darius Slayton, the player, and who is he as a person?
Probably I'll say as a person, just, I'm a calm guy. Not really much of a party guy, not much of a going out kind of guy. I like to just stay to myself, mostly, play video games, play football. That's just what I like to do in my free time. And then as a player, I think, I obviously, like I just said, I'm a quiet guy off the field, but on the field, I feel like I play the game with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. And, I just try to go out there and win. I'm extremely competitive. I love to win. So, every time I hit the field, I'm always out there trying to do my best to help my team be successful.
Yeah, and that's all, your team can ask for. I think those are, that's a great answer. I think any NFL team, whoever gets you, will be getting a stud. But, we really appreciate you coming on. We'll be rooting for you regardless if you're wearing horns or a different, NFL helmet on that head. And, man, stay healthy and let's keep in touch.
For sure. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course. Thank you so much, Darius.
All right, joining us on the show, we have Toledo cornerback Kadar Hollman. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, everything going real good.
Awesome. And just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Just basically, when I was 8 years old, my dad, he basically put like a basketball in my hand since I was born. And then I basically came into football on my own, just seeing really my friends around me playing. And just me being a basketball player, I just always was athletic, like to play sports. So I wanted to give it a try, and then just fell in love with it from there.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And you fell in love with it. Obviously, the basketball in your hand. That's definitely that's something else. But who would you say was your favorite player growing up in the NFL?
I would say my favorite player growing up was Donovan McNabb.
That's awesome. And, when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up committing to Toledo and played there. What was the main factor for you in choosing them?
Really, me choosing Toledo was because out of high school, I went unrecruited. I didn't have no offers. I didn't have no stars. So, it kind of really, after my senior year, I went post-grad. I didn't go to college right away. It's like an extra year of high school, a prep school, to get more looks and to get my grades up because I had bad SAT scores too in my GPA. So I went to Milford Academy, one of the top prep schools in the nation, and that's like only a semester school. So out of there, I was doing good on the field, but I still couldn't get my SATs up. So out of that, I still didn't have no offers. So basically, I just kept sending my highlight tape out to everybody. And because that's what I was doing in high school, too. And nobody really hit me back. Only people that hit me back was Toledo, which I didn't even know nothing about them. I just knew that they was D1. And from there, they just offered me a walk-on spot so I can come in and earn a scholarship. And at that point, I just needed an opportunity.
Yeah, and just being a walk-on, I mean, that's just obviously it's great. It makes for a great story, but it shows your desire to really. I mean, of course, if that's what you're trying to do, not everyone just walks on and wants to go to the NFL, but it's always a great story. I mean, J.J. Watt is one of the notable walk-ons to come from being a walk-on and then go to the NFL and obviously make an impact. But I want to ask you, going to Toledo, I mean, what was your favorite memory or game or even a play maybe that you made that sticks out in your mind?
I could say really two. Like my first game I ever started was my redshirt sophomore year. We played at Arkansas State, and my first game of the season, my first game I ever started was a Friday night game. It was on ESPNU. So I'm like, dang, my first game I'm ever starting is going to be on TV. And it's on a Friday night. We're the only team playing tonight. Everybody else play tomorrow. So I know all the eyes on me. So I felt like that was like a real memorable moment right there, because it was my first game was a night game on a Friday night. And then my second memory was when we won the MAC championship at the Detroit Stadium, at Ford Stadium.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely, a good memory for sure. And you played against a lot of tough players in college during your time at Toledo. But does one player stand out to you as being the toughest player you went up against?
Yeah, I could say Corey Davis, one that played for the Titans. He's probably my toughest.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad pick. Guy goes in the top 5 in that draft, and obviously tormented corners, but I think you held your own pretty well. So it's definitely a good pick for sure. We actually did speak with one of your teammates, Deontay. What was it like to line up with guys like that, Deontay, Cody, and John Bay, in practice?
Oh yeah, like me, Cody, and John Bay, we came in together. So like we spent 5 years together, and then the next year Deontay had came in. So we all just been playing against each other for 4 to 5 years. We like if you came to our practices, it was like them practices were probably harder than a lot of games. That's how hard we used to go at it. Well, I used to go at it with them because they used to be me and then just them. So like they all will give you their own type of headache. And when I mean own type, they all got like a different game style, and they all gonna bring something different. So you gotta change your game plan up when you're going against them. So I just knew every day I had to come with my best game.
Yeah, and how was your pro day? What was that experience like?
Okay, yeah, my pro day, that was great because, like, once again, I didn't get invited to the combine, so I knew I had to give my all at the pro day because that's gonna be my interview. I know I'm not gonna have nothing else to really go off of, so I'm like, all right. So I basically knew everything I did, I had to do it 100%. Like no regrets. I had to give them my all. So like everything I did, I had like a boost of adrenaline with everything I did. So like, I tested better at my pro day better than anything I did when I was preparing for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously we skipped something here, and that's your East-West Shrine game. I unfortunately have never been able to go to the Shrine game. I go to the Senior Bowl now every year, and I wanted to go so bad. And so I'm following, all these guys I really trust on Twitter, and people were raving about your one-on-ones. And then, it's all, well, he looks great in one-on-ones, but how well is he going to translate to the game? And you absolutely killed it. So first off, congrats on that, because I thought you killed the week, just seeing what you were able to do there. But what was your overall experience? What do you take away from the East-West Shrine game experience?
I just feel like I'm going against a lot of the top players that is being talked about in this draft. So I felt like that was a real good experience. And then to touch back on the other side of the experience was we got to help the kids out at the Shrine Hospital. So that was another half of the experience too. But back to the football part, just my team personally, the West team, we really grinded well together. We meshed good together. We clicked real quick. So our practices, I personally feel like was way harder than the East practices. Like we was out there grinding, really going hard, and we had scouts all around us every day. So like we all trying to showcase what we could do every day. So like I was out there just really just having fun with it, just like in that type of environment, that type of environment every player like wants to play in. So like we were just enjoying it, sucking in all the information that we was getting from our NFL coaches that was coaching us. So like we was really just enjoying everything.
Yeah, and I just want to ask you, kind of following up on that. You're a man of many strengths. What would you say is your biggest strength?
I would just say my man coverage.
As a
because
player?
for most of my career I pressed. But one thing that I could also do good, I could also play off man too. So I would just say my man coverage, period.
Yeah, and as the draft approaches, what is one thing that you're looking to improve on?
One thing I want to improve on is my ball skills, because like I make a lot of plays on the ball, but I left some plays out there that I should have got back, and that should have been turnovers for the defense. So I want to make sure coming into my transition into the NFL, I'm not going to leave no play on the field that when I go up for the ball, I'm coming down with it.
Yeah, and being a cornerback in this draft, there's a lot of great cornerbacks. I think this is one of the more cornerback-rich drafts that I've covered in a while. But with that being said, what do you bring to the table that no one else in this draft brings?
I'm already athletic, more athletic than most of these corners in the draft. But I'm going to bring that grit, that fight every day. Like I've been through so much adversity that like it's not like anything that I come across not even going to faze me. I'm gonna just keep going and just grind it out.
That's awesome, and this is just a fun question that we like to ask corners. But what receiver do you most want to cover in the NFL?
I could say I like covering like the big receivers is good, but like I like covering the technical receivers, like the fast, twitchy, that's going to really give you a good route tree throughout the whole game, really make you think, to show off that, hey, I can really cover it all. So like I like covering receivers like that. So when I think of people, I like I'm going to cover Stephon Diggs, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, no, that I definitely agree with you there. I think that would be a lot of fun. Really, the one that comes to mind when you mention that type of player is Doug Baldwin. Somebody that's very technical, and I definitely hear you there. We also like to ask you the other fun NFL question, and this one we get kind of the same answer every time, but we're interested to know what you'll say. Which quarterback do you most want to pick off in the NFL?
See. Hey, man, you want to pick off somebody, it's only right that you want to pick off the best. So I got to say Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's a popular answer for sure. As you mentioned, he's the best, and everyone wants a shot at picking him off. Probably something that you'd remember forever for sure. But, we are a Los Angeles Rams-based podcast, so we ask every prospect that comes on our show, have you met or spoken with the Los Angeles Rams yet?
Oh, no, I haven't talked to them yet.
Gotcha. Well, we're big fans of you, and we're going to be fans of you no matter where you go, because, we've watched tape on you and have absolutely loved what we've seen and believe that you're going to fit right in the NFL. So even if it's not with the Rams, we're going to be following you and cheering you on for sure. But just to wrap it up in your own words, who is Kadar Hollman, the player, and who is he as a person?
Oh, just somebody as a player, just somebody that's going to go out there, give it his all every play. He's going to have fun with it. He's going to bring intensity. He's just going to have a positive effect around the team. Then it's just going to spread and make everybody else play. And then just one heck of an athlete. And then as a person, just somebody that's really big on just on loyalty. Like I'm a real big person on loyalty, because I feel like when you have loyalty, that makes a real good relationships. And when it comes to relationships, I feel like that just builds everything, and that can translate towards a football team too. So just that right there, and then just somebody that's real fun to be around and welcoming.
Yeah, we definitely we hear that really fun to be around type of person through this this podcast. Really appreciate you coming on. Love your energy, enthusiasm, and we're big fans of your game. No matter where you go, we're gonna be fans of you. So keep grinding, do what you do, stay healthy. Good luck for the draft, and let's stay in touch, Kadar.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep, have a good one, Kadar.
All right, thank you.